Across the globe, PhD can only be offered by a degree granting institution. In India, we have two groups of educational institutions which are allowed to run a degree program or to grant a degree. These group of institutions are the universities and the institution of national importance. As of 25th January 2023, India has a total of 1074 universities. These 1074 universities are further subdivided into four groups: state university, central university, private university and deemed universities. And all these four groups of universities are allowed to run a PhD program in India. The largest chunk amongst these four types of universities are formed by the state universities. We have a total of 460 state universities. This is closely followed by the private universities, which are 413 number, spread across the length and breadth of the country. At third place, we have the deemed universities, which are 128 in number. And the last and also the least in number are the central universities, which are 56 in number. Today, the focus of this video are going to be the smallest chunk, but still a very, very important chunk of universities. Yes, we are talking about the central universities. Today, I, your one and only PhD mentor, advisor and trainer, Dr. Ritika Gauba, is going to discuss with you what are central universities and certain important characteristics of the PhD being offered by these prestigious universities. Let us start this video by understanding what do we mean by central universities. So, as the name suggests, central universities are those universities which come either under the Ministry of Education, Government of India, or they are governed by any other ministry which comes under the central government. So it could be the Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Agriculture. The key word is central here. So as I've already told you, there are 56 central universities here. The list of these universities, these 56 universities, you can see on the screen. You can pause the video and have a good look at these central universities. I'm sure many of you must be already familiar with these names of many of these central universities from, for example, JNU, University of Hyderabad, AMU, that is Aligarh Muslim University, Banaras Hindu University, Central University of Jharkhand, Central University of Jammu, Central University of Kashmir, Central University of Kerala, Central University of Odisha. You must have also heard names like Jamia Milia Islamia, IGNOU, and so on. So now that you've seen the list of all the 56 central university, I'm sure that now you want to know what are the best or the top ranking central universities among these 56 universities. So we've created a table for you. We refer to the NIRF University Ranking of 2022, NIRF, that is National Institution Ranking Framework. And based on that table, we took out name of the top 6 central universities. Since this ranking was for universities across all the 4 categories, from that we took out names of only the central universities which appeared amongst the top 20 universities. So at number 1, the first university, central university, is Jawaharlal Nehru University, which is JNU, which is based out of New Delhi. This JNU had a ranking, NIRF ranking of 2. That means that amongst all the universities, it was ranked as the second best university. After Jawaharlal Nehru University, we had Jamia Milia Islamia, again based out of New Delhi. This was the second best central university but had a NIRF ranking of number 3. This was followed by Banaras Hindu University, which had a NIRF ranking of number 6, followed by University of Hyderabad, which became the 4th best central university but had a NIRF ranking of number 10. At number 5, we had Aligarh Muslim University, which had a NIRF ranking of number 11. So it became the 11th best university across India. This was followed by University of Delhi, which became the 6th best central university, but the 13th best university across India. So here are the names of the top 6 universities for you. Now that you've got the names of the top 6 central universities, let us move on to the next part, where we will discuss some important characteristics related to PhD from these central universities. So all of these central universities offer a PhD program. And the best part of these central university PhD program is the fact that they are being offered in a wide range of subjects. So the expanse of the subject or the kind of subjects which are being offered to pursue a PhD is very wide in central universities. From the most uncommon postgraduate subjects to the most common postgraduate subjects, all of them are offered by these central universities. So no matter which subject you are pursuing your post-graduation in, you can be quite sure that that subject would be offered by these central universities. From here, we move on to the second characteristic, which is low fee structure. So yes, amongst all the universities, among all the institutions which are offering a PhD, central university, or at least a majority of them, charge a quite nominal fee from the students, thus making a PhD greatly accessible to people of all economic status. From here, we move on to the third characteristics, where we are going to discuss the eligibility criteria to pursue a PhD from these central universities. Now, central universities closely follow the guidelines of UGC. So, as per UGC, students with master's degree with at least 55% marks can pursue a PhD in India. And even Central University has prescribed the same norms, at least majority Central University has prescribed the same norms to pursue a PhD. Now in 2022 November, a new set of PhD regulations were released by UGC, which allowed four-year graduates with 75% marks to also be eligible to pursue a PhD. However, central universities are yet to implement these guidelines. Majority of them are still following the older guidelines with masters and 55% marks. But I'm sure that very soon, probably by the next session, majority central university would allow even the four-year graduates to pursue a PhD from their institution. From here, we move on to the next important characteristic, which is the eligibility exam. Now, UGC says that a student should either have UGC NET, GATE, or any other similar national level examination. If not, then they will have to appear for an entrance examination. And as I had mentioned in the previous point, central universities follow the eligibility criteria, the guidelines of UGC quite closely, and therefore majority central university have prescribed the same norms. So they would exempt you from an entrance examination if you have one of the national level examination, if you qualified one of the national level examination. If not, don't worry. You would be allowed to give the entrance examination for PhD, which if you qualify, you will then be called for a PhD viva for the final selection process. However, I want to add here that there are certain central university which only accept UGC NET, JRF qualified or GATE qualified students, but the number of such central universities are quite few. So you do have a lot of options amongst the other central university to apply for a PhD program. From here, we move on to the fifth characteristic, which is research proposal preparation. So quite a few central universities, especially the top ranking central universities, insist on students preparing a research proposal, a detailed research proposal in fact, and submitting this research proposal along with the PhD application. In fact, later on, if you are shortlisted, then even your viva is conducted based on your research proposal. From here, we move on to the last characteristics of Central University, which is the admission cycle. Now, usually, as per the guidelines given by the Central Universities, they open their admission twice a year, once for the July session and once for the January session. For the July session, they usually open their admissions in the month of April, May, and for the January session, they open it in October, November. However, owing to probably to the guidelines which they so closely follow, to the administrative regulations that they have to closely follow, it is often seen that the central universities they don't usually stick to their admission cycle. So in case you are very keen on applying to Central University, my suggestion for you would be to keep a close tab on the website of your favorite Central Universities so that you do not miss out on the PhD openings. This is all about Central University by me. If in case you do want to know about any one particular Central University, then please give the name of those universities in the comment section below. Do let me know how did you like the video, and don't forget to share, subscribe and like our channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos.